Well, I guess I'm f***ed again.
Hey, welcome back to the whiskey edition. Here I am chopping my own head off. You know, this part of the channel in the spring, you think you've gotten out of allocated season and all this and that, and it just keeps pouring on. And so I thought I'd do a hopefully somewhat quick haul update for the spring. I forgot what the title of the last one was. I thought the last one was spring haul. So this might be April showers bring May libations or something like that. I've got my Hali'i Mali'i Distilling Company shirt on, distillery out of Maui, Hawaii. It's pretty interesting to go if you have a chance, something to do. So I was in a foreign country, namely France, and I wandered around Paris looking for different whiskeys that get imported over there that are maybe special to that area of France, and La Maison du Whisky is kind of the go-to place. They have a couple places within Paris. None of them had whiskey that I didn't already have or what I was looking for. But what they did have was a couple different kinds of chartreuse. I got the little ones because it fit in the suitcase a little better, a 20 centiliter chartreuse yellow, and then this elixir vegetal. These over here in the States can be quite expensive, and so I picked up those because they fit. But then they had this, the chartreuse liqueur 9 Santerre, 900 year. So this one's a little bit different. I haven't seen it here in the States. I figured I'd pick it up, bring it back. While wandering around La Maison du Whisky, I looked over and I saw the tequila. I'm like, I wonder if they have Fortaleza. And boy did they ever. They had all four kinds. These are Blanco Still and the Añejo, and they had the other two. I'm not a tequila guy. I've had these at the bar though, and they were fantastic. Can't get it here. Brought it back with me. Then in the duty free, because you can't not go to duty free, I just ended up picking up a Lagavulin 10. And because it's 700, I was able to get a Botanist 200 milliliter of gin. So not a lot of whiskey other than the Lagavulin, which, that's fine. I've got a lot of whiskey, but it's, something to do. Back in the States, went to my liquor store down the street. I said, I heard batch 3 Jack 10 had dropped, and the guy was there. He's like, oh yeah, we can get that in for you. And so they called, they texted, and so I went in and Jack 10 and Jack 12. Ugh, you don't even want to know what I paid. It was out of control. But part of the relationship, and they were, you don't have to buy this, Rob. You really don't, if you don't want it. And I go, well, you got it for me. I asked for it, Toyota. So I'll buy it. And not the same day, but one of the other trips, I picked up this Legent that they had on special. And it's got 2 true legends, 1 truly unique bourbon, Fred Noe, and I forgot who the other person is. Fraley? Sheila? Somebody, I think it's Fraley. Because Chief Blender, anyway. Master Distiller and Chief Blender. And I've heard good things about it, and they had it on the special table. And so you buy 2, you get 1, buy 1, get 1 free. I got this Nikita corn vodka, and I don't know what Fred would say about corn vodka, but what I was thinking was that maybe, and it's Nikita corn vodka out of the Ukraine. So have at you what you will. But I was thinking, well, is this like just really higher distilled white dog? So this might be one of those stave exercises where, I've got some staves downstairs that I got somewhere, and maybe put it in a jar and with the vodka, because it's corn vodka. It's not potato or whatever vodka. So I don't know if that's going to work, but there you go. The QFCs in this area at the Pacific Northwest had a Stag Junior, not Stag Senior, but Stag, not a George C. Stag, but a Stag short bottle. These guys, barrel pick, and it's all the rage right now, and people are scrambling, seeing if they can find it anywhere. So like every other whiskey nerd in the area, I Went to the two closest to me. The one person, they had no clue. The other guy's like, well, I haven't seen it, but I do have this and this. Well, now I've got those along with this, but call me next Friday and maybe I'll have gotten the stags in, because he wasn't sure what he was going to get. Rumor has it you have to order it to get it. Other rumor had it was if you had been getting stags before, you may get it. So I called on Friday. He goes, well, I didn't get any of the stag, but I got a Elmer T. Lee and more single barrel. Well, now I got those. So yeah, that's just out of control. Back at my regular scheduled liquor store, that's part of the relationship with the Jacks, is you walk in the door and they're like, oh hey, we got something in the back, and you're like, ooh, wonder what this could be. Well, in this case, Booker's Springfield batch. So this is the 2024, this is the first one. And this is a trap. It really is a trap, not a trap, but it's kind of a trap as to whether you're gonna buy, I think they've released 3 or 4 a year, and so that's just one. So now, well, I've got one, I better get 2, and it's out of control. So they had it, if they were to get another one, I'd probably buy it, because down the road, maybe something really interesting would come in and they'd think, hey, Rob might be interested in that, so that's fine. This bottle was all the rage, I think this last year in 23. And you can't really find this brand in the Pacific Northwest, so people are bringing it in. But it got good reviews. My brother-in-law was in, I don't know if I've talked about this, the liquor store in the Lexington airport. Now I'm cutting off my head. The liquor store in the Lexington airport is after TSA, but before the gates. So you can buy I don't know if there's a limit, I guess what you can carry or afford in those liquor stores. And he was able to find, I said, well, just look for this one, the RD1 in the Amburana cask. Brazilian Amburana wood cask. And I hear this was really good, people were raving about it, and so I said, well, if you see it, pick it up. Well, he saw it, he picked it up, and somewhere up here, I'll show you how it was hand delivered to my house. And so he picked this up for me. He ostensibly said happy birthday, and which is great. So now I've got this, which is great. I am more fascinated by the fact that there is a liquor store after TSA before the gate, so you can go and you can buy, I guess, you don't drink it on the flight, but maybe people do, and that's why there's all these. And he was ironically going to Florida, so who knows. Today, as you hear this, today as I record this, maybe not when you hear it, my tens and tens of followers on this channel, was the QFC, Bourbon Baller Lee and John, the other guy who works there, and another guy, Sean, I think. They have their, I think it's going to be semi-annual, is that twice a year? Allocated bottle or hard to get bottle raffle. And I think this is a great thing to do. One thing, it kind of keeps you from, searching all over the place, but it makes it really fair. And there were over 100 people there. There were 75 mystery bags, so they put it in a paper sack, a paper supermarket sack, put a number on it, which it really doesn't need. It's only so you can say, I want that one or I want this one. And you put your name in the hat, they mix them up, they call them out. I was drawn in the second. Weller Antique 107, and up here this is tough to find, if not impossible. So that was good for the second one. The guy ahead of me, he got one of those, is it Corazon? It's not Casamigas. I think it's the Corazon. I've got one over there. Tequila finished in William LaRue Weller's, it was from the last video, cask. So he got one of those. He was like, great, woohoo. I got this one, I was pretty happy about it. They had the Stag QFC picks, they had a lot of Jack 10 batch 3s, they had some Jack 12s, they had quite a few Michter's rye 10 years, some other Michter's, you know, just 75 different bottles, so quite a big variety of bottles that were in bags, and you know, quite a few people, well, 75 some people were lucky enough to get one, and I was number 2. So I sat through the whole thing. Here's a bunch of pictures. I just took a picture of everybody for some reason, but I figured I'd put them on the channel, and you know, you can just kind of see how it kind of ran through. While I was there at the QFC, they do have their own store pick of Maker's Mark, John and Lee's Wicked Batch number 6. So I picked that up while I was there. Helped them out. They were pretty happy because they were down. This was down from 80 to 40, some $45 or something like that. So might be more than a regular Maker's, but it's a pick. 108 proof, so that's pretty cool. So got that going for me. And while I was there, something that I had run across and thought it was pretty funny. This is the PGA Valhalla Elijah Craig small batch. And it gives a whole bunch of things. 25% of the barrels are from Merkhouse P, 61% barrels from Merkhouse G, 14% of the barrels from Merkhouse A. So I don't know if it was on this channel or the other channel where I talked about the Ryder Cup expression that Elijah Craig put out. And I thought, and up until somewhere in the video, that the Ryder Cup was the America's Cup for sailing. I'm like, well, that was dumb. So I think I had to go back and correct myself. But this is definitely PGA. It's got this cool cork in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. On the cap, kind of a coin or whatever impressed in there. It was only 32 bucks. So I thought that was a pretty good deal, and it's the official bourbon of the PGA. So, you know, my dad would be pretty happy because he watches a lot of golf now. Also, on the way back from Sammamish is 40 minutes away or whatever, I went down into the Soto area, which is south of Dome, industrial area, because there's a wine liquor store down there I don't get to very often. And they were having a tasting, and so somewhat similar to the first part of the video where I talked about everything that isn't bourbon. Here we are finishing the bourbon video with something that's not bourbon, and this is Plantation Barbados rum. And they had a tasting going on. It's pretty good. So thought I'd pick up a bottle of that. Now, apparently, plantation is not a very good word to put on a bottle, and they're having issues. I didn't even, my mind doesn't even go down that direction these days. It's, you know, it just doesn't. So they're changing the name of the bottle or the distillery from Plantation to plantar fasciitis or something like that. I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, this was the better of the 3 that they had, and I thought it was really good rum. He said it was a better mixer. I'm like, this is just a better sipper. It's sweet, it's smooth, it's got the edges knocked off. I thought it was pretty good, so excited to make some drinks with that. And in the vein of making drinks, he was using this dry Curacao. I don't even know if I said that right. This orange liqueur. I just made a drink with it, a whiskey daisy for springtime. It's kind of a whiskey sour with that orange liqueur. It was, for me making a drink, it was very good. So that is the April showers haul. And hopefully I can ratchet it in over the next couple months because it's been a lot. And I had to get some new shelves to put all the knickknacks and doodads and curios on so I could free up other shelves for other activities like this stuff. So thanks for stopping by. If you have a drink, mine's empty now. Make 2 because you might need an extra one after watching this. Cheers. See you next time.